Of the Falcons, a team we thought was potentially going to win the division this year, before knowing Tampa Bay's defense would get back to their winning ways. We have the Atlanta Falcons finally losing a home game. Desmond Ridder loses his first home game of college and the pros, and wow, what an ugly game it was for Desmond Ridder. The amount of times I saw Arthur Smith just look up at the replay on the scoreboard and just absolutely melt inside. I was like, okay, Arthur Smith is done with this guy. He has seen enough. We're probably going to see a Taylor Heineke sighting in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, if Desmond Ridder keeps up this play. And then for the Commanders, I liked what I saw because they came out, they threw the ball to run the ball. And I feel like where the Commanders have struggled is I feel like Sam Howell's really been able to get it going as a passer. And I've actually been kind of impressed with how Eric Bieniemy has been able to help Sam Howell improve each week. And I don't think he's as terrible as I thought he would be. He's definitely in that Baker Mayfield type of quarterback range, but you can win and make the playoffs with that type of guy. It's just not a lock every single year. So they came out throwing the ball early, and then Brian Robinson has been an absolute monster this year. Talk about a underrated running back and a good 1-2 punch with him and Antonio Gibson, and then the defense stepping up in this game, picking off, albeit the lowly Desmond Ridder, if I dare say at this point, with his 3 interception game, finally losing at home. So that allure is gone. So you're not going 8-9 based off of just home wins this year. So Atlanta getting exposed so far. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I could say I'm surprised because I thought that they would be in the mix, and they probably still are to some extent, but Desmond Ridder is not the answer, which I think he was kind of the player to point out for the Falcons moving into the season. Like, how good is Desmond Ridder? And he has his moments of decency, but also this was a pretty ugly game all around. And I feel like I let the fans down this week. And why do I say that?
Yeah.
I am a self-proclaimed history buff, right? And I didn't even mention the fact that the Commanders are streak breakers. They've done it to the Eagles. They did it to the 49ers. And now they broke Desmond Ridder's home record of 30-0.
Yo.
So
that's sick.
I'm sorry that I let the fans down. I should have known this moving forward. This is my fault. I take full responsibility for our fans.
Yeah.
But it's the Commanders. They if there's a streak to be broken, the team that you want to face the least is the Commanders. So they had a great game. Eric Bieniemy, I've liked his fit so far as the OC. I feel like they can use the talent a lot better than they did last year.
Yeah.
So Sam Howell, he can move. He throws decent balls. And they have a decent amount of talent on this team that they should definitely be in the mix at the end. For the Falcons, if they keep it with Ridder, I think that this team could start slipping a little bit because he's just not the answer at the end of the day.
Do you, if you're the Falcons, do you call Chicago and ask about Justin Fields? Because if Chicago wants to go like full rebuild and they know they're going to take a quarterback, why have Justin Fields on that team anymore? So if this continues with Desmond Ridder, we have the trade deadline. I believe it's Halloween, October 31st for the NFL. If you're the Falcons, are you like, okay, what's the going rate for Justin Fields at this point? Because if you can swap, like, get Desmond Ridder out of there, you probably cut him, and then like you trade Kyle Pitts and a second round, maybe a third round pick for Justin Fields.
I would consider it because the Falcons, what they've had problems with, I think Arthur Smith would want someone like Justin Fields, like a more mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Because Desmond Ridder can move, but not quite like Justin Fields. And, you know, if you can get rid of your problem and in return you can receive the Bears problem with Justin Fields, I'd give it a shot because I think Justin Fields is better right now than Desmond Ridder just because of what he can do with his legs. So I would definitely take that call from the Bears. And for the Falcons, they should start swinging. Otherwise, they're going to start Taylor Heineke and look to draft a quarterback in the draft.